Welcome to the world famous Dream Hustle Win podcast. Imagine knowing Kendrick Lamar before he blew up. Imagine knowing Cardi B before she made hip hop history. Just imagine knowing Kanye before he became an icon living. Or knowing Drake before he became the biggest rap star in the world. The power of the indie artist and indie music is a force like no other. Music has the ability to inspire, incite, it has the ability to change the world. That's why Dream Hustle Win podcast is one of the most influential platforms for music millennials. Now, before we go into chopping it up with our awesome artists, we have a quick public service announcement. Dream Hustle Win has a university. Dream Hustle Win University is the #1 music smart university. You get to talk to real music executives, and they put you onto game. They let you know about those emails that you get. Are they real or not? Are they legit? They help you monetize your music, learn how to monetize your music. So make sure you guys go to www.dreamhustlewin.com and get your free 20-minute consultation with a real music industry veteran. So let's get back to our broadcast. We have a dope, awesome, amazing artist tonight. She goes by the name of Doneta Dawson. Hi, Doneta. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. So we're just gonna jump right into the questions. So I was checking out your Instagram and I saw how, confident you are, how much conviction you have. And I was like, she could, that's the recipe for success. Like you could have done anything in the world you put your hands to. What made you could have been successful at anything. What made you choose music?
Music was a art form that kind of chose me. I don't think I really chose it. I come
Mhm.
up in a musical family, and so since I've been able to talk, I've been able to sing, and just connecting to it on a higher level. Um, I found my voice in church. I
Okay.
found the power behind my voice in church. And so yeah, that's really how I connected to it. And I just always had a passion to do it. When I was little, I wanted to be Whitney Houston. I loved everything about Whitney Houston. And so it's just been a passion, and I'm glad that I stuck with it. You know, I really am. I've been writing and singing as long as I've known how. And so, yeah, it's just something that's been greater than me. And honestly, I don't know if I really had a choice.
Right, right, right. That's awesome. So when you stare in the mirror, what do you see in yourself? Like, on the outside looking in, people have their own perceptions. Like, what do you see in yourself as an entrepreneur, as an artist? How do you see yourself?
I see myself as confident. I see myself as a king and a priest. I see
Mhm.
myself, notice I didn't say queen, I said king because it's
I
a
like that.
mankind reference. But I see myself as a king and a priest, and I am a minister as well. But as far as my confidence, I see what I have overcome in my life. I've come through a lot of different things, a lot of tests and trials, and so I have learned. Life has taught me quite a few lessons, and my faith has carried me and kept me. And so when I look in the mirror, I see a warrior, I see a king, I see a priest, I see confidence, I see a weapon of mass destruction. And that's what I call my voice, a weapon of mass destruction. It is the gift that God has given me. And it is more than just sonically sound, it is
Mhm.
spiritually equipped as well. So
That is powerful response. Awesome, awesome. So let's talk about your childhood. How did your childhood influence the music you make today? You're just your pursuit of music. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but we can like elaborate a little bit more.
yeah, yeah, of course. So I came up in a musical family. My aunts were singers. My father sings. I have a huge family, and when we were coming up in church, they played the instruments. I had cousins that played, we were the church uh, music department, basically, if that's what you
Right.
want to call it.
Okay.
And so
Mhm.
as long as I've known how to talk, I've known how to sing. And it came primarily from my father's side of the family. My
Mhm.
mother, God bless her soul, can't carry a note in a bucket, but she is a beautiful she's a
Right.
beautiful she was a beautiful person. And so the love of it, I was surrounded by love. I had a lot of trauma as well, but I was really, really surrounded by love, and it shaped me. My grandmother actually raised me. And
Mhm.
so in her raising me, I had aunts and uncles that were like brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
And so very close knit family, very big, 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 big family. And so I had a lot to pull from as far as inspiration, as far as skill, as far as just really learning how to use this gift that God has given me. And I think my family saw it very early on as well, that I
Mhm.
had this gift. And so I started singing professionally at like the age of 13. I was in girl groups, I was in um, choirs, I was in lots of different things. And
Right.
so, yeah, so I had a fun childhood, very loving childhood, but a very musical childhood as well.
Wow. Okay. Kind of reminds me of Destiny's Child a little bit, but that's what I just envisioned when you were saying those things about girl groups and things. But when you're in the studio making music, like what's the vibe like? Take us into the studio with you. Like, are you by
Okay.
yourself? Do you have a lot of people? Like, what's going on in there?
I do not have a lot of people with me. I usually have those that are working. So whether it's the musicians that I'm working with, or if it's just me and the engineer, or if it's me and my background singers, or usually people that are working. I don't have a lot of stragglers around because I need people focused
Mm-hmm.
and driven, to bring forth the right sound, that
Right.
comes forth. And then as well, I'm very conscious about who I have around me. So
Okay.
spiritually, I want to create a space where, a lot of people call it vibes, but I call it
Right.
spiritually. I like to have a
Right.
space where I feel comfortable to be
Mm-hmm.
able to do what it is that I do. And so anything that's a distraction has got to go. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and my process is really built around I am the way that I write,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that was a question that you asked, but the way that I write and the way that I create comes from, just my process of the way that I listen to songs. Whether it's hook first, whether it's intro, whether I'm listening to the actual cadence of a song, the feel of the song,
Mm-hmm.
or if I may come in with something fresh, off the
Okay.
press. I say fresh off my heart, something that God has given me. And then we
Right.
come in and we create around that. So I had a couple of
Okay.
different processes, but the vibe is definitely I have to have, people that are serious, that are driven, that
Mhm.
are focused, and I don't do negativity at all. I don't play that. We don't rock with that at all.
Definitely. I hear that. I hear that. It just reminds me of like the story when Jesus couldn't create miracles because of certain people in the room. So I'm with you with that one.
Yes.
When he created the
Yes.
positive energy around you. So
Yes.
the music business is an all or nothing type of business. Like what makes you bet on yourself? What makes you feel like you can get to that superstar level?
Honestly, if I can be really transparent, I've had moments where there were doubts and I was a lot younger.
Hmm.
So, like I said, I started singing professionally at the age of 13.
Hmm.
I was a part of a girl group and we would do different showcases. We would, I don't honestly, now that I look back on it, I don't know what my parents were thinking. We were in bars, we were in clubs, like we were like really out there, and we were, singing SWV and all that good stuff. And so
Uh-huh.
at the age of about 15, I was a part of a group, and we had gotten so um deceived and like misused, and like I had experienced so much in the 2 to 3 years that we were trying to like break into the industry. it just like it kind of turned me off, honestly, to the
Okay.
industry and trying to break in and trying to do this and trying to do that. And I would say at 18 I had my daughter, and
Hmm.
21 I had my son. I got married, so like life got in the way,
Right.
and so that was my priority for a very long time. And actually, I had given up really pursuing, especially from the R&B side, because I started out with R&B and hip hop and things of that nature. And
Okay.
at the age of 22, I kind of moved more so into, I got serious about my relationship with God, so it turned into more gospel music, things of that
Right.
nature. And I was on a praise and worship team, and my ability to write was like, so my pen was very well, utilized, and it had developed over the years. And so I began to write songs for the
Hmm.
worship team, and we were trying to record, but they were not serious at all. Like my level of drive was like it was lightweight, annoying how driven I was. And
Got
so
you.
that was what started my after having to do that. But it kind of like the tenacity and the diligence to continue to do it
Right.
came from, like I said, it's something that I couldn't run from it. It's like
Right.
it's a part of me. And even when I tried to let it go, it was still there. And
Got it.
so yeah. So now
Well,
that my children, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, what's that one track that you would like people to go ahead and listen to? That I mean, you write all your songs. You write all your songs, or okay? So
Yeah.
what's that one track you would like everyone to go out? You're like you're thinking like you have to go listen to this to really get me and get it's a
Ah, okay. So there's a song that I write that I actually don't like singing because it's so personal, and
mm,
it's so emotional. It is a song from my very first project. It's called R&B, stands for Repent and Believe.
mm,
And it's like it's the songs that are on that project are really they sound like R&B. That's why it's called R&B.
right,
but
right.
the song is called You Get Me, and
Okay,
it talks about things that I've experienced, even coming into the quote unquote church space and trying to sing into the gospel space, and just the questions, the rejection, the embracing my calling and things of that nature, and what came with that, and still standing strong and trusting God through it all, because he gets me if no one else does. And so
right.
that is, if people really want to know about me, from a transparent, vulnerable place, that
Hmm.
is a song that I have. And I actually haven't done as much work to publish it as I want. I think because it's so personal, but that is a
Got it.
song that really speaks to me. And the kingdom, that's another one. So yeah.
Okay. So what's spell out your artist name the way it's spelled out on all the streaming sites, Tidal, Apple, so people could go ahead and listen to this vulnerability in your songs.
So it's called well, my name is Doneta Dawson. It's under Doneta Dawson. And it's called You Get Me. So it's called You Get Me. And
Okay.
it's available on all streaming platforms, all digital stores. It is available there. So yeah, you can get
Okay.
access to it there.
And spell out your Instagram handle so people could go ahead and follow you.
Sure. My Instagram handle is Doneta Dawson Ministries. So it is Doneta. And don't let the E fool you. It's not Donetta, it's Doneta.
Mhm.
Doneta Dawson, last name Dawson, and then Ministries, Ministries. So Doneta Dawson Ministries on Instagram. Yes.
Got it. Got it. So tell us your thoughts about radio pushers. Like, what are your thoughts about the website, the app, the Instagram profile, the artist, the whole brand? Like, tell us what your thoughts are on it.
Well, I love the camaraderie of the team. Having been able to connect with you guys on a personal level, and whether it's an email, whether it's in conversation, whether it's in the networking rooms, it has really been. I love the camaraderie. the positivity that you guys have amongst each other. I love the energy of the networking and how everyone wants to collaborate to push everyone forward. It's not just
Right.
a one person, but everyone is getting that same energy and everyone is getting the I guess the hustle, that
Yeah.
hustle push to put you in that mind state, to really deal with the mindset of having something, a goal that you're reaching towards, and then teaching you how to put in the work, and not just having somebody sit back and do it for you. And I think that is one of those ideals, like, feed a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, teach a man a fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. And so I see that with radio pushers, and I appreciate that. I actually love to see that, and as well, it's good to have a team around you as well. Whereas,
Right.
for me personally, I've done it by myself for a very
Mhm.
long time. And so it's good to have a team around you to help push.
Yep, absolutely. So if you entered a digital partnership with a company, what services and qualities would you want them to bring to the table to take you to the next level?
I would really like to, from a digital aspect, I have aspirations for like licensing, sync licensing, things of that nature to get my music out there in many different avenues and streams. And
Right.
so from a digital company, I would want to work with that company as far as um, branding, catalog management, um, really helping to monetize what I have out there. And then I want to be able to build like production and songwriting services with different companies. So I think a digital service or a digital company that I would partner with would be helpful in managing the administrative side of that.
Got it. Got it. So, um, next question. We got to talk about COVID-19 because COVID-19 is like everywhere. So, um, COVID-19 changed everything and created a whole new normal. Like, how did you shift and maneuver your like business ventures and just your music career to fit into the new normal?
I think for all creatives, especially those of us that love the stage, that love connecting with audiences,
Mhm.
in person, of course, there was a challenge there. I think that's actually putting it very lightly, but there's a challenge there. And so, my way personally of adapting to it was because I am tuned into, even my former job. I worked in IT for a very long time. And
Mhm.
so interfacing on platforms and, meetings and things of that nature that's not new to me. And
Right.
so seeing how that was kind of utilized and changing the live venues to live streaming. At first it was
Mhm.
a little weird to get used to, but
Right.
then you see the value in it. You see where people can still connect. You see where, the passion and the energy of the stage, is still there. You might not have a crowd in front of you, but it's almost like a testing of, okay, can you still rock a crowd with no one there? Can you
Yeah.
still, bring to the table, can you still provide that same energy and that same passion when all you have is a crew around you, instead
Right.
of an audience that you can, get the feel the love and the energy to come from. So
Motivation. Yeah.
that
Absolutely.
transition, yeah, so that transition was, it's a little bit of a shock at first, but I think the more that you start getting into it, I did a couple of live stream concerts here in Charlotte, and the response was tremendous. And so it was like the push that was needed to say, oh, okay, well, we can do this. We can do this. Now, would I want to do this forever? No, but but we learn and we adapt for our new normal, and we
Right.
find different streams and avenues where we can still connect, because I think that's a huge part of it, is connecting with the people. And once
Mhm.
you can become tech savvy or understand how these different platforms work, you can function on it just as well as if you were in person. It's just a matter of, slowing down and learning how to use it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, last question. What have you enjoyed most about being on the Dream Hustle Win podcast tonight?
I have enjoyed the um the feedback that
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten so far. I've really enjoyed the feedback.
Okay.
The first press release, I'm sorry, that was written was so heartwarming and touching.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really like the for me the best moment that I saw that someone was able to, write, because I sing gospel, and knowing
Right.
that, the majority of things that are done are, the main stage is really when you're dealing with mainstream music and whatnot. You have,
Right.
the majority of the genres are, you have your pop, you have your hip hop, you have your R&B. So being able to fit into that space and still be able to shine a light, via the press kit, I think it was beautifully written, and that was touching, very touching to me, and it was something that I value. I value that, though, that it was able to be penned in such a way that it didn't dim my light, and I didn't have to compromise who I was to fit into a space, that I feel I should be in.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, family, go ahead and follow Doneta Dawson. I stand corrected. Apologize for earlier.
Oh,
Um,
you.
Go follow her on Instagram at Doneta Dawson Ministries. Go stream her music. You guys won't be disappointed. You guys could also follow me on Instagram at official Zoe NYC. That's official ZOE NYC. Make sure you download that official Radio Pushers app and get connected. Follow us on IG as well at Radio Pushers and Radio Pushers TV. This Zoom podcast will re-air on RNH Magazine YouTube channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to that. And we are live now on different platforms. Remember, Dream Hustle Win, bet on yourself and trust the process. Doneta, it's been a pleasure. Much
Likewise.
blessing, and definitely happy holidays as well. So
Thank you.
it was great actually doing a face to face, because we've heard each other's voices, but we haven't really met like that. So we officially meeting. So it was awesome
Yes.
meeting with you. And we'll chat again soon. You have a good night.
Yes. You too.
All right.